All right, guys, welcome back. It is Thursday. You know what that means. It is Crypto Connoisseurs, guys. We have some very, very special guests on tonight. We've got Dusty BC and Cryptonauts, and we have a founder of an upcoming Metaverse project. It's called Cybertrade. So I will share a trailer with you guys, and we are going to do something similar to a Shark Tank kind of environment tonight. So you can see what other crypto OGs or connoisseurs in the space kind of ask, since I asked them backstage before the show if they're familiar with Cybertrade. They are not, which is perfect. So we'll get Radislav on here to talk about Cybertrade halfway through the show, and then we will give him a little bit of a grilling. If you guys have any questions for him too, it'll be Shark Tank like environment. That'll be fun. And with that being said, guys, also we have let's show you the crypto cases, guys. I'm going to start giving this away. So if you don't know, this is a play to earn charity event or charity that a lot of this will go to play to earn potential scholars and actually used to buy devices for people too. So families in need that don't have maybe mobile phones strong enough to actually play these play to earn games, or like cheap Chromebooks or whatever, so they can actually, start playing to earn. So these are all the projects so far that have contributed. This is essentially private sale allocations. And as these tokens vest, we can start giving them away and start doing the charity. So, but a portion of this as well is going to go back to you, the viewers. And we will start doing this probably the next 2 to 4 weeks. So make sure that you're tuned in. Make sure that you got bell notification on, because you will have to be watching to win. And make sure you're subscribed. If you like that, if it sounds good, make sure that you like the video. And with that being said, let's dive into it, guys. Just remove myself from the stream. Okay. Let's bring on Dusty and Nathan from Cryptonauts. Guys, welcome.
Hey.
Hi.
Thanks for having us, man. Dude, it's crazy that you're giving away so much money for the community.
Yeah, it's really cool. We got a lot of projects. I think that it makes a lot of sense. One, we started it like kind of before, maybe like 8 months ago or something like that. And then really when I was inspired by the whole play to earn thing with YGG, when I talked to Gabby over there, I was like, man, this is amazing. I live in Thailand, and we have a lot of people that were really affected by COVID and the lack of tourism, and some people are really, really hurting out here. So a perfect environment to introduce play to earn. I played Peg Axie the other day, and within an hour I made $36, right? So if even if they're making half of that a day, that's pretty impressive. And imagine if that was in an hour, if they play eight hours a day or something like that, they could make some really good money that would actually change a lot of lives here. So that's the goal. With that being said, guys, let's dive into it. So maybe you could let the viewers know, either one of you guys, kind of what you think is going on right now with the markets. First, are we bearish, bullish? Let's start off with that.
Okay. Should I? I'll start, I guess, with my thoughts.
Either one.
So
go for it.
As of this point, I think it's a pretty confusing market if we're talking about just the crypto market as a whole. You can't really say bullish, you can't really say bearish, because literally, if you look at anybody's explanation, it's just the switch of the tides, basically. A couple weeks ago, everybody was thinking, no, we're going to go down for a longer time. Now it's going to consolidate for a while. Now things have bounced back, and everybody's thinking, no, it always stayed bullish. And so it's hard to say exactly what the underlying line about it all is. Is it now really a bear market, bull market, and what do you define as one? Do we consider 90 days of not making a higher high a bear market? Is that what we define it as? It's pretty difficult. In the same sense, right now, I think we got a little bit of a bottom call with the whole Shiba Inu pump, the whole Doge, like all the meme token pumps that we just recently found. I think the fact that all those tokens could pump so severely in such a short time span, that I'm thinking that might have been a little bit of a bottom, where XRP and a lot of other coins pumped a couple of days afterwards. And right now we might still be feeling that. Then again, I'm also thinking, could all be a little bit of a bull trap where we're all getting hyped again before falling back down. And so I'm calling it definitely confusing this time around.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. Nathan, what do you think?
So I was bullish for a really long time. I think when I got in, it was 2016, and then I was bullish all the way through, and then 2017, and then 2018. I was still bullish even after the crash. And I was like, dude, get wrecked, just burnt, And then so this time, I'm still bullish, but I took a ton of profits out. I'm actually I de-risked a lot. At the top when Bitcoin was 69K, and then now I'm just sitting. The market is very weird. It never does what you want.
You sold the top?
I sold a little bit, yeah.
The top?
Yeah, the top.
Messiah.
Just being very disciplined about it. Just because I got destroyed in 2018, I just didn't want to go through that again. It was like really tough times.
So just because I think that just so to manage viewers' expectations, I mean, selling the top is 1 in a million. Were you dollar cost averaging out of the market all the way up to the top, or did you happen to get super lucky and actually sell a big bulk at the top?
So I was dollar cost average selling all the way up.
Okay.
So it wasn't like, oh,
Makes sense.
I just got lucky. Like, oh, this is the time. Yeah, I had no idea. I actually thought I was going to keep going. I was hoping for 100K, just like everyone else. We had the laser eyes and everything.
For sure, man. Yeah, I was
If I
certain.
can intervene real quick with one question about that dollar cost averaging out. So is your goal to have then as much fiat as possible, or to actually use the fiat you got just now to buy more crypto and have like more Bitcoin in some sense?
Yeah, for me, I'm kind of a Bitcoin maxi. Not really, but I joke about that a lot. But it's I sell out to stablecoin, and then I either stake it in Anchor for 20% APY, or I lend it on FTX or something, and then I wait to buy back in. I do like Bitcoin, and I do have a bunch of it in my ledger. So I mean, that's something I don't touch, but everything else is up for grabs. But I just sit outside and wait for a good entry point.
Okay, so you're looking for a new entry though, because that's the thing. Also, one of the things I question many people about. I don't personally sell any crypto. If we're talking short term, yeah, like you just maybe said, if I could have called a 69,000 and just got sort of lucky, to sell it right there because I know it'd fall back down, I definitely do that. I generally speaking don't sell because I literally don't care about the fiat in that sense. I don't really need it for much. I don't really feel the value in some sense too much about it. And so I'm just always thinking I'd rather just get more crypto in some way, shape, or form. If I can make a trade, then again I would. But so that's always going to find fun too.
I think to give a little context, then the next question to you would be, Dusty, how much of your net worth is in crypto?
Yeah, I would say almost anything I could imagine. So I'm going to say like 95% plus.
Okay,
for sure.
So then it would theoretically, make sense, I guess, to because I feel you. Like I'm 99% in crypto, and well, I guess like. If it's not crypto, there's definitely, a good portion in equity, but it's all like, investments in Coinbase or Kraken or whatever. So but still like, if, if the crypto market goes to zero, those things are too. So, but with that being said, if crypto goes like, we got quantum attack on Bitcoin and the whole market collapses, I'm homeless again. So, have everything.
Same here, man.
So I guess, but I think, the thing that I think what Nathan is describing and kind of learned, in which I took the same approach. I was also dollar cost averaging out into stablecoin on the way up. And I put myself in a pretty good position right now. And when we had steep correction, when Bitcoin was down there at 32 or something, I actually, I didn't buy Bitcoin because my thesis on Bitcoin right now, I'm changing actually a little bit, but what it was anyway a month ago was really to try to do that, to try, like when you get really good pumps, kind of exit some of your positions and not exit completely, but sell bits of different positions. Cause I'm heavily in alts and a lot of degen types of coins as well. And then I will take that out into stable coin and then try to buy back into things that I'm really interested in or participate in like IDOs, things like that, to kind of come back and try to catch, those 10, 20, 30 X's. And then rinse, wash, repeat. So even though like for Bitcoin, for example, I just got all my Bitcoin set aside and like, I don't care really about the price of Bitcoin. If it goes up or down, I'm not dollar cost averaging in or out to that right now, but on my more like degen portfolio, that's kind of the strategy. Same with what Nathan was doing. So Nathan, with that being said, like, what is your you did well, coming out and kind of hedging your risk, and now that you're there, and I imagine you have a bit of stablecoin on sitting on the side, or did you kind of already buy back in?
Still sitting on the side. It's funny. I have a similar portfolio. Like, so I have like Bitcoin set aside, and then I also have like a degen portfolio, which is just aping into whatever, any new games that I feel like have potential, or any NFTs or anything that I want to get into. I just jump in. So Bitcoin, I haven't bought in yet because I still have Bitcoin just sitting on the side. But I think we'll have to just see where the market goes. A lot of people are saying it's different this time. It's hard to say because nobody knows. So I'm just a little bit more cautious. But if it drops a little more, I might buy back in. So.
And if it pumps, would you buy back into Bitcoin?
Well, I have Bitcoin, so I'm also 99% in crypto, like almost 100% actually. So it would be in my best interest to live my life like to take profits. Otherwise, I wouldn't have anything without crypto. So,
guys, anyone watching? I forgot to mention this earlier too. If you're watching this, go to my Twitter right now, Kyle. Is it Kyle _Chasse? And retweet this actual announcement for this live stream right now, and make sure that you like it and throw a comment in there. Let us know what you want us to talk about, any questions that you might have. We're gonna literally pick one of these people at random to get one of the 3 Cybertrade NFTs that we're giving away tonight, which is basically like a motorcycle that you can actually use in the racing game, and it gives you early access to play the game, which you can start winning before everybody else does when the economy is really great. And one of the things that we'll ask David when he comes out is really like, how do you protect the economy so you don't have an Axie mistake that happens essentially. So that there's that being said. So let's show you this Cross the Ages, because this is something that I'm really, really excited about, and I want to get you guys' opinion on it, because I have never in my life played a type of game like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic the Gathering, and I know that you guys have or are familiar with it. So let's show this trailer off, and then I'll tell you a little bit about the game, and then you guys can tell me if you feel like it's a good Web3 fit. So,
okay,
I mean, obviously, what's that? Your ears got straight. Yeah, I saw you whip those headphones off real quick. Also, guys are watching. I just got word that we also will be giving away. So in the retweet on my Twitter, also, so one of these motorcycles from Cybertrade, as well as one winning spot in the NFT for Cross Ages, which actually gives you 20 NFTs. So Cross Ages, guys, is essentially a game like Magic the Gathering, which currently has 35 million players, but it's being built all for Web3 with NFTs, and a token, things like that. And what's really cool about it too is that they're creating this intellectual property, this kind of that I imagine to be some type of like a cult-like following. So if you go to the website right now, you can already go and start reading a novel. So they've got like 145 team and a bunch of like world-renowned novelists that are actually creating a novel. And I think it looks so far. I just read the comments on it. It's really, people love it so far. And so what do you think about a game like these kind of card trading games coming into the Web3 environment?
I think card games are interesting. Axie is also kind of like rock, paper, scissors. It's turn-based, my guess. And then also you probably have to burn mana or burn some sort of resource management and then fight each other. So that could be good. It's kind of like Hearthstone or something like that. Card games could do well. I think what I'm seeing is a lot of people like to just kind of, there's 2 camps. You have your gamers, which are not in crypto and they want a full game. The crypto culture is, though, to put out a game a little bit at a time and kind of tease it. And because if you're really in game development, you build a 3D game or something like that, it takes like 6 years. Yeah. And the time that we move, it's like that's like almost 1.5 cycles. So it's really hard to build out a game like for real. And so in crypto, it's usually like piece by piece. And then you have your hardcore gamers, which they want a full game. And in crypto, obviously, like besides Axie, there haven't been a lot of full games that are out. So you have that one camp, and then you have the other camp where you kind of want to just hang out. You just stake your characters like Bomber Coin or something like that, and then the Bomberman character runs around and you earn yield. So that's kind of what I've seen. So it could be interesting to see what they do, and I'm really curious to see the art. Actually, I'm kind of like
Yeah.
into that kind of stuff.
Do you really
Yeah,
care about the art itself?
Yeah, I want it to kind of look pretty dope. You know, I think 2D or 3D, or whether they make it in Unity or they draw it on Illustrator or something. I think that I prefer good aesthetics, but that's just like for my personal preference.
But do you think that it would do? Because I personally think that even if it looks really bad, it's literally about how long can you keep people playing, right? And how what's the potential in that. I don't think I look too much at the artwork of it really, rather than just would I really play this? As I've played a lot of games, long time, and I see the potential in the gaming, I guess, crypto stuff right now, purely because it's like the best of two worlds. It's not the best thing for gamers because, again, like you said, you need a full-fledged game for somebody to really get delved into. But the card part, I think, makes that so much better because a Hearthstone, for example, you can really start from very small and expand it every time with new cards. Even in League of Legends, theoretically speaking, you can start with, let's say, 5 champions on one side, or I guess 10 champions in total, and have a 5v5 game with only one per person possible. You can really expand. A lot of these games, you don't really need a crazy artwork. You just need something to kind of grab the attention with. And I think it's actually purely marketing, really, rather than the real art. Maybe that's just because I don't think that a lot of the people who are going to play care too much about what really aesthetically it looks like, rather than just how fun is it. I don't know if the aesthetics of that really matter for the fun part.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. The game should be fun first and foremost. I think they should,
Of course,
because you need people to play it. Daily active users, or those metrics that people do look at. But for me, I'm kind of like a snob. I want a game to look good. But that's just like the gaming side. It's not. I don't think it really matters in blockchain. I think in blockchain you need people to play it and to stake in it, and to more what Kyle said earlier about the Axie thing. I think that's more of an issue is the inflation of a token. So
this is something that I have been trying to wrap my head around. Actually, just this exact discussion, I actually have trying to ask some younger gamers who are like avid gamers in the legacy world. And I don't know if you guys saw this news. Metaverse that doesn't exist yet bagged $70 million in Ethereum. So they're talking about this game Pixelmon, which just had their public sale like 2 days ago or something like that. They did a Dutch auction, started each NFT at 3 ETH, and I think they sold the majority of the NFTs at around 3 ETH, got them $70 million. And the article goes into talking about the fact that there's not really much description about what the game is going to be. There's not really description about actually the team. No one knows who the team is, and you can download you can download some gameplay, but apparently the only thing that you're doing in this is walking around in an environment, and then you could ride some like horse or something like that. So and I think it's built in Minecraft from what I remember. So so I think that was nuts, like the fact that people would actually $70 million for an anonymous team with very little description about what the hell is actually going on. How does this stuff happen?
Yeah, I have the perfect answer for that one, I think. It's because when I was a more avid Discord user, I've been gaming a whole lot. I don't game anymore, I would say, but I used to game so much every single day. And even now, just in Discord, you notice the conversation. It's all about everybody thinking of the expectation, or like, I guess, the expectation of this project. Nobody cares about who founded it. It's more for, I guess, our side of people who really do the research, want to potentially put a lot of money into it, or anything along those lines. Most people I speak to, they just want to go degen mode on the new NFT gaming thing. This one looks like Pokemon. It's going to pop off. It's going to do amazing. Let's buy it right now. And if 2 people said we're going to buy it, then everybody in Discord thinks we should buy it as well. And then it kind of goes in a circle. It's sold out pretty much instantly. I heard the name. I'm thinking, must be a Pokemon-like game. Yeah, they'll most likely do well. I don't even know what it does, but I'm thinking, yeah, most likely that will do well. I want to buy it. So I can understand the horde mentality there. It's marketing, really.
Yeah.
Again,
so
the art, nobody cares.
It's apparently what happened is so most people bought this thing for around 3 ETH, and then immediately after it started trading on the secondary market, it dropped down to like 1.5 ETH or something, where I guess it's probably sitting right now. So that's not nice for anyone. Sorry for anyone who participated and is now down. But this is the risk of NFTs, I guess. But where I was going with that is this is a game built using Minecraft, and that is like this kind of like voxelated, quite low res, very cartoon like graphics. And now we're talking about and this kind of stuff was popular. Minecraft is what, back from like, I don't know when did this game get invented? Do you guys know?
2011 or something, 2010.
Okay, so we're a decade later, if that's the case, and and now we have Unreal Engine 5. Right when we saw, like, you guys probably saw this Matrix 5 trailer, Matrix trailer using Unreal Engine 5 and like hyper realistic types of environments. And so my question then, and you guys kind of talked on it earlier, but you know, I not being a recent gamer, I used to game a lot like 10 years ago, but and then not quite understanding exactly what is in the most demand. I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around the fact that a voxel environment, Decentraland Sandbox, this Pixelmon, would be in more demand than something a metaverse is being built in with Unreal Engine 5, for example. What do you guys think about that?
I think that it's kind of so like CryptoPunks. Those are also kind of like 8-bit. I feel like the retro, the Atari kind of feel is very fit for crypto and blockchain and stuff. And you know, Unreal Engine 5, I've worked with some game devs, and it's hard. It's hard to build a game. It really is. It takes a long time, and you know, 3D work, it takes even longer. It's easier to just generate an 8-bit and just go super fast. And crypto is fast. You know, the community is not going to wait around forever, I think. And you know, we love apes as well. So an 8-bit ape is going to be awesome. Yeah.
But apes, like the apes aren't 8-bit though. And that's kind of like, I mean, I don't like punks. Like I like, you know, I mean, I've got apes and mutant apes and all this stuff. And I actually think like those are cool. I could put them on my wall, you know, but like, I just can't get used to punks. But that's just me, you know, like I see a lot of people here in the comments talking about like retro will never die. It'll always be in demand. And then one of the feedback that I got in this discussion about, you know, about hyper realistic versus, you know, Minecraft was that it just Minecraft is so easy to build an entire world or environment with, like, you know, the Lego kind of thing versus, you know, it will not be that easy to build something or quick in Unreal, at least not anytime soon.
Yeah, I think the Pixel is fast. It's easy, working product. So just my 2 cents. Yeah.
It's also,
And
I think,
like
a lot easier for a younger person, I think, to get into real quick. You know, with Minecraft, I would say your entire world is so easy to understand. It's so simple and in easiest terms. You know, with hyper realistic, first of all, you need a better computer to handle all that stuff, which is
That's
again
true.
a very big barrier, I would say. But also, you have a lot more. It gets a lot more from gaming to real life, and I think people like this little distinction, basically, of I can do anything in this sort of game, and it's not yet developed in our own brains yet to relate more to that real life thing, because it's just a newer technology that people haven't gotten used to yet. I don't know how to explain it properly, I guess. I guess I personally am also more fond of the Minecraft type of style, just because it feels more like a real gaming experience to me. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to get into, easier from a computer, everything like that. And the hyper realistic stuff, it just has never attracted me yet, because I haven't played any games in that nature, where I have played a lot of these block type games before. It's like more of what I associate with gaming, if you get my drift.
Yeah, this is insane.
My
This guy says League of Legends has $16 million of funding, where Pixelmon raised over 70 million. Crazy. Yeah.
Well, that's 14 years ago or something like that, or 12 years ago. So it's not the same anymore now.
Yeah, but the League of Legends has, League of Legends has, you know, a history behind it, and I mean, in a good team that's proven. I don't know if that comment was talking about today or they started with $16 million, but nonetheless, with that being said, let's get into this Shark Tank kind of environment. Let's first throw up a trailer of Cybertrade, and we'll bring on our guest David, and then we'll grill him for a few minutes after that as well. Dave, welcome to the show, man. How's it going?
Great. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Super excited to be here.
Awesome. Yeah. So if you could tell us what is Cybertrade and then if you don't mind, I know we didn't prep you for this, but I decided I would switch it up to a little bit and have a couple judges down here, Dusty and Nathan, and we're gonna ask you some questions that we would ask in doing normal due diligence on a project. So go for it.
Yeah, for sure. So let's do the freestyle, right? So thank you for your introduction, Kyle. So with Cybertrade, we are really trying to build this open world MMORPG experience. We really look up to the games as GTA 5, mostly GTA 5 Online, because this is for us the benchmark for the gaming. As you can see, the game comes out in 2013, and they are still pushing it really hard, not only with updates but also on the market. So for us, as I was listening to the discussion you had, guys. So really, with these types of games, you really need to make them a really fun aspect. But with the blockchain, you need to have the blockchain or token layer on top. So this play and earn, let's say, more kind of a thing in game. So that's really what we are trying to build. With Cybertrade, we decided to go in with 3 phases of development. The first phase will be drag races. This drag race is kind of a mini game. You will be able to race in PvP modes with different people, with different vehicles. We have a lot of different NFTs. We are using Chainlink VRF technology. They have different rages, different functionality in game. With phase 2, we have something like fighting game. It's really kind of a turn-based type of style game where you use it's a little similar to XE in the point that you use 3 avatars to fight your enemy with also 3 avatars. You have different skill sets. You have different martial arts, let's say, with your characters, and using really the strategy is not random at all. It's really how you set up your deck and use it in game. And the final phase is the MMORPG, and we call it Crypto Citizen. So we already started to build it. We have first we are trying to build a really nice map with different districts, also different visuals in each district, and basically the point of the game is to become the richest, or let's say the boss of all bosses of the metropolis. And you go through the district 10 to district 1. In district 10 you will be having it's really kind of outlands, roughlands, where you fight for survival. And in district 1 it's the total opposite. So you have skyscrapers, you have disco clubs and other things that are really for the, let's say, number 1 ranked citizens. We also implemented some kind of rating in the game, citizen rank. So each time a player get higher rank, he will be able to get more. He need to own more cybercash, the in-game currency, to be able to vote, have the government rights, and etc. So we really think about the Cybertrade and the Crypto Citizen as the last stage of Cybertrade, like the really fun experience with a layer of play and earn functionality on top.
Awesome. We got a question here. Looking at the current development of Metaverse and growing competition, what will differentiate Cybertrade versus Sin City, Everdome, etc.? Do you foresee different Metaverse projects scaling, working together?
Yeah, of course. So we at the moment are talking with a lot of different projects and different game developers that are all also trying to build Metaverse. I think that in this stage of the industry development, is really important to make good partnerships between the project and really to bring the metaverse, let's say, thinking to the product. Or what does it mean that we as a game developers that are smaller than maybe some kind of classic game developers, like from the gaming standard industry like EA or Gameloft or etc. We may, with the metaverse, think about the solutions, how we can bring the NFTs and interoperability of NFTs through the different gaming platforms. And for the Cybertrade, I think that we really can deliver, and that's the main maybe difference. There's a lot of products coming out in 2022. 2022, I think, will be the milestone for a lot of companies and also for a lot of metaverse products if they really deliver and if they are able to. I think that we will deliver alpha test of Drag Race will be done really soon. Also for the fighting game and MMORPG experience, the alpha also should be in 2022. I think that what really differentiate us is the variety of what player can do in game. So it's not only exploring; it's really the map is built on, let's say, instance gaming. So you will be able to go to map, use vehicles, fight different players, and go play different instance games. So you'll be able to go to District 1, have a drag race there. You will be able to go to the club. You will be able to go to the Outlands and have a fight there. So
got it. Hold on, Dave,
yeah,
let me just stop there. Let's get some questions in from Dusty and Nathan.
for sure.
Nathan, you want to go first?
Sure. Yes. So I have a few questions. First one is, I guess, what chain are you guys building on? Are you guys planning to do cross chain, multi chain?
Yeah, at the moment we are on Binance Smart Chain because of the fees, of course, and yeah.
Good choice. So how does the token economy work? Are you guys doing single token or dual token economy, or what's the plans for that?
Yes, so we have a single token economy. So the Cybercash is the main token in game, and we really thought about the economy because we saw, as you already mentioned, Axie how it works. They have dual token economy. So Axie token is like untouched on the market, and SLP, that's the reward for players, goes down a lot. But the main difference between Axie and us, let's say, is we are really trying to build a really fun experience for the players, not only some kind of play. It's kind of an economy game mostly, to really hit the button all the time to get your reward, right? So we really try to build something good that players can have fun in, and on top of it earn a token. So we made the earning of the token in a way of mystery boxes. So each time we have like two let's say not tokens, but we have one only in-game cash, let's say, that you can use in-game all the rewards, or you can open the chest with the cash, and in the chests or mystery boxes there will be NFTs. There can be blueprints for different kind of NFTs. There can be skill points for leveling up, and also some kind of Zcash. So it really depends on the transactions, on the sales. We also use 50% of primary sales, and all the proceeds go through buyback, and 25% of this amount going straight to the burning. So we really try to stabilize the price of the token and let it go up all the time.
So they earn by the loot dropped. So they would complete tasks and then they would drop the loots. And is the loot also NFTs, or it's an off chain, like on the back end game kind of thing?
Yeah, so there's also NFT component. We thought about it. We thought about it a lot. We really like the way of collecting blueprints. So the blueprints means that for unlocking the NFT, you will need, for example, for some common NFT, you will need 5 blueprints. So it really drops really randomly from the chest. You can get blueprints also from the legendary chest. You can get the whole NFT straight away, and it's all on chain. Everything's on chain. Just the cost of with the racing or with the fighting. After you win the race, win the fight, you get the in-game currency, and with this in-game currency, you're able to loot the chest. And in the chest, you are able to receive the real on-chain stuff like NFTs or Cybercash that you can use as a token.
Got it.
You guys are building Sorry, you're building Unreal, or what game engine are you using?
We are using Unity at the moment, but we are really exploring the Unreal. We already built Unreal team, and maybe there will be switch. We will see. But we like Unity. Unity is totally all right, I think. But Unreal for the time being is the way to go in the future.
Dusty, you have any
So
questions?
what is the marketing going to look like? Like, are you going to market primarily to like the gaming audience or like the crypto audience?
Yeah, so we want to split it 60-40, 60 to crypto audience, 40 to gaming audience. I think our game will be pretty attractive also for the retail gamers, normal gamers. And we have some marketing strategies implemented, some influencers that are only in retail, let's say. And we showcase them the game, and they think that it looks really good also for the audiences. So we are trying to get also some normal retail users in game. We, on top of it, we are building our company is also building some kind of gaming launcher, let's say. It's called Corpo ID. So we have also different products, and all these products will be in one launcher. So really to the main strategy is to get as many users as we can to the ecosystem and give them a lot of products they can use and try from different kind of sources.
But if you're going to
the
build with
end-
Unreal, for example, sorry.
Go ahead.
I would say if you're going to build with Unreal Engine, for example, do you think it'll be easy to handle for a PC or for a laptop, for example? Could an old laptop still run the game?
Yeah, it's totally up on optimization, but there's not much difference between Unity and Unreal on how they are not depending, but how the hardware is used. So it's really similar. Unity is much easier, let's say, to build in. Unreal uses C++, so there's a need to be a lot more code written for every step, but there is a lot more C++ developers available at the moment. But we think that with Unreal 5, I don't know if you saw the Unreal 5 presentation with the Matrix guys.
Yeah,
it was really
definitely
crazy. The engine looks super sick. The visuals, environment, also destruction, everything was really great. So we think for the really to bring AI experience to blockchain gaming, you need to test everything out. But at the moment, we are building in the Unity, but we think the Unreal is the way to go for our upcoming projects.
So the ultimate goal is essentially from what I understand, is to become like a blockchain version of Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
And how long do you realistically think it'll take before we can actually play this game?
So the first mini games will be introduced very soon.
Grand Theft Auto. I'm talking about Grand Theft Auto on blockchain.
Yeah.
When can we play that?
Yeah, so we are in a stage of super big hiring. Let's say we have first functionalities done. We are building the first district that will be available really soon. But the full experience is as the Grand Theft Auto. They are adding layers and layers on top all the time. So you have some basic functionality each year. They bring something new to the game. But we think that by the end of the year, you could try out the game.
By the end of this year.
Yeah, first district. Just a little.
So what is the first district entail?
That's like pulling people out of their car and beating them and like going and raping and pillaging cities and stuff like that, or
yeah, not totally. The GTA 5 is really more action-packed, let's say. The MMORPG experience is a little bit different. You will be able to drive your cars around the town, also chat with different users in the map, go play games, do similar stuff like GTA 5 online. But the mechanics of beating and everything will be figured out in time. But yes. By the end of the year, you will see the first tease of how the metaverse will look like.
Cool. All right. Any more questions, Dustin or Nathan?
Yeah, is there going to be like a scholarship system or a way that guilds can get involved?
Yeah, so we have different ideas on this implemented. We have something called Portal the portal function, you will be able to try out the game totally for free with any kind of gaming NFTs. So as you know, the market is 50-50 chance. You never know what you are really buying into, and we value all the users, all the, let's say, investors, because the gamers have investors and have gamers on the NFT market. So with the portal function, you will be able to use any of your NFTs that you already own and you are really not playing the game. Go through portal, deposit to our wallet, and we will rent you our Cybertrade avatar or vehicle to try out the game and earn and loot the boxes, earn cyber cash in the process. So really, you can try it totally for free.
And are you guys connected to Cyberpunk in any way? Because I see the logo and stuff, and things look alike.
No. It's really the design language what we are going for. We really like the style. I'm the big fan, of course. The guys are from it's CD Projekt Red. They're from Poland. The really nice company, also The Witcher. So they really took this Blade Runner, let's say, kind of theme, and neopunk, as it's called in dictionary, and turn into cyberpunk. But it's really cool. We are going to for the similar look, basically. Really like the look. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Cal.
We will have a good rest of your evening, and thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. It was a pleasure. Bye.
Bye-bye. So this is okay. Here's a question for you guys from an investment perspective. What are you looking at when it comes down to games? And then, so we know now from a game like this, from Cybertrade, the different stages are interesting, because we know now that, I know now that, I'm not sure, but I'm talking to a lot of different guilds, and of course, Axie is completely broken, and a game like Peg Axie, where it's mindless, but it also sounds like it sounds like the car racing aspect from Cybertrade will be very similar, using VRF, meaning that more than likely it'll be random winners. So it'll be probably something that doesn't take any skill set and maybe luck of the draw, but that might be enough to bring in some type of players, which we can see now. Pegasus is it's really gaining a lot of traction, because people aren't doing this for fun; they're doing it because they need revenue. They need to make a living. They need to put food on their table, right? So I guess what are the pros and cons of investing in something like something that could be an Axie competitor, or whatever, this thing that we saw earlier, this Pixelmon, which might have a game because it's a lot less work to build, versus something like a Star Atlas, or what Cybertrade is intending to do in down the line, or another AAA game that we're talking about that, we know that it's going to be like 3 years, 4 years, Star Atlas, even 6-7 years before you have this like ultimate experience, which when they're ready, if they get there, there's a lot of probably challenges along the way, will be epic, right? But so from an investment perspective, talking strictly from an investment perspective, what do you guys, how do you make your decision on where to go heavy? What's more risky, strategy behind investment in crypto games?
I have a very simple strategy, which is if they got something going on for themselves quickly, we go as heavy as possible. If it's far down the line, we scale it down as sort of a lot. Then again, it also depends on opportunity. But with a project like we just saw, this is, it sounds very amazing, but I've seen at least a dozen, let's say 100 trailers of almost the same, similar type of thing. It literally has no resemblance to the real world, because I can make a trailer. Let's say we go heavy. We spend $1 million on an amazing trailer. Everybody's hyped up. Game comes out in 7 years. What was the use? So you're investing into something that's completely out of reality's touch, basically, something very far away. In this case here, like he explained, the question I asked was, what about marketing? It's all about marketing from the get-go, really. Right. For a lot of the investors, it's about the initial 10x anyway. So if you don't get a 10x at launch, then I think it's kind of like a failure, sort of already. So here, if the initial project they're launching is this game, which I don't think is fun at all, personally, right? I don't like what he pitched for the initial game. It's not me. Then I personally wouldn't be excited about it for now. I would get excited. But then for my initial investment, I wouldn't say this is going to be what I really want to focus on, unless I see the marketing is good. And so I can basically get my good return out of it. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
And how do you make up your decision? At what point, like, would you try to get involved? Because we don't really know, like, if we had an opportunity to buy into Cybertrade early, for example, if you're like an IDO, or if someone was to get fortunate to buy a private sale, which most people watching don't have that opportunity. But when do you make a decision on, like, judging on marketing, for example, if they can, because I agree with you, it's everything, right? Like, I mean, Illuvium still doesn't have a game yet, but, like, it's just, people are going absolutely crazy because of these trailers. And then what you said with Star Atlas, another good point that you brought up too was, like, imagine how difficult it will be for Star Atlas to keep attention on the project for the next 6 years, right? You can only put out so many trailers that before, and imagine how many other games will come out with trailers in that time. And people will, how do you stay relevant in that amount of time?
I have a very fun fact to add there. So, Cyberpunk, do you know the game? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
So that's a good example of, you keep hype for, I don't know, a decade almost, of just trying to keep the attention on there. And at the end of the day, I think they did a pretty good job, but the end result was a big bummer for most people. It was not optimized. And so that's, again, why I asked one of the questions as well about optimization. Even Decentraland right now, if you have a MacBook Pro, you're still going to have, I have like a couple $1,000 MacBook Pro. It cannot handle Decentraland well, as an example here. So when he's talking about such a heavy RPG that's far down the future, I'm still thinking as well, like, ooh, okay, so I'm going to still need a good gaming setup to get it. And of course, it's going to keep getting better, right? But then there's so many requirements, and then it's far down the line and whatnot. So for me, it's always, whenever they say a couple years, I always look at, okay, what do they got right now? How's the marketing? How experienced are these guys with launching games before? And what exactly did they take as, like, an example of already in crypto type of games, like an Illuvium, for example, or Star Atlas? They want to copy for marketing purposes, and how they're going to bring it to the realm. Because again, 6 years, 7 years down the line, it has no resemblance to my investment now. If you really want to, you can buy in 2 years, and theoretically speaking, the price shouldn't have moved, because there's most likely not crazy updates anyway. They most likely did an NFT drop somewhere, but that's most of the time what happens in the short term.
I agree. I mean, I think as an investor, you want to get your initial back on the unlock. So whether it's like a 7% unlock, yeah, it's 8%, and then you just you get your initial back and you can chill and support the project the whole way. But that's all marketing, right? And then also, just, I guess, choices in the game, like Cyberpunk, dude. When I got Cyberpunk, I was like super hyped for it. I got for PS4, and it was such a letdown, man. It just, nothing worked. It was super buggy, and I was like, yo, like, they might as well just stuck to marketing it and never released it, And so I was just like pretty disappointed, like, as a gamer. So I think just understanding the scope, even like being honest about it, and like, okay, maybe a multiplayer online, a massive multiplayer online, the servers can't handle that. That takes a lot of time. Maybe we do a single player or something like that. That would be a lot more feasible. So that's just kind of what I look at. But marketing for sure, and then afterwards.
Okay, now here's I saw a couple of people in the comments asking about this. So GTA publisher Take-Two Interactive highly convinced by NFT market. So when we talk about a sufficiently capitalized game studio like 2 Interactive, who then decides, okay, I want to get into blockchain games, NFTs. I mean, what kind of risk do we have? What kind of risk do we have about, the less capitalized, or even if they're capitalized, but just less experienced, with less firepower behind them? Like, this is now a risk that Cybertrade will face. We just saw, this news just came out 2 hours ago. I actually saw it last night, but this article is from 2 hours ago. And so, how do you guys feel about traditional gaming studios coming into the crypto space, and how does that threaten the crypto projects that are building games right now?
I wrote it down. I wanted to ask him, but then I thought it's like an almost impossible question for him, really, because it's like, hey, if GTA comes in and actually does it, then you'd be it's like a little bit of a douchey move, I thought, because at the end of the day, if he wants to copy it for a crypto type of manner, it's literal suicide basically if they came in. But I actually wrote the question down in an EA sense, or with a CS:GO, for example, if they were to actually go full NFT mode. I think it wouldn't really too much matter, because in the end of the day, they have 2 hurdles to overcome. for these guys, for example. The hurdle of getting gamers to actually go for their game, which is one thing, but also to get people into actually utilizing the NFT space inside such a realm. For like a place like EA or whatever, the GTA guys, they only have one hurdle, which is getting these gamers that are already there to use the NFT things. I think the pro is that if they go for the bigger studios, a lot of these game developers will have a way easier time to actually onboard more people because they're familiarized. The con is if you have a game that looks similar, like these guys, you're done for basically, I think. Because why would anybody choose your game over the big GTA brand? You know, it's like literally finding your needle in a haystack because you're just one of the many projects to launch every day. Look at Steam Marketplace, 60 new games every single day. Why would anybody choose you? Again, marketing.
Yeah. And I think there's you would think that one of these legacy studios would do their homework before integrating NFTs and tokens into their game. I think there's always there's always the risk that that these companies come in without enough education, or are relying too much on somebody as an advisor or something that actually doesn't quite understand token economics, and that could be a saving grace for any of these projects come in and create like a failed gaming economy or something that really doesn't appeal to the kind of play to earn economy. I think that's
I agree on that as well. I feel like it's kind of like Nike and Adidas coming in to the NFTs or Meta. Is Facebook really the metaverse? You know what I mean? So to each his own. But I feel like they would have to do a ton of education as well, because for people that are in the blockchain space, like we have a little bit more knowledge about what we like and what works and what doesn't work. It's a completely different audience, and I think they would have to do a lot of research if they wanted to compete with the developers here, and same vice versa. The developers here would have to compete with, real game guys. So interesting to see.
With you. I disagree, I think. Because I'm thinking if any of these big league guys wants to go for a gaming thing, they just buy, let's say, one or two companies out, and they just work them on getting this game together or the features in. So they themselves most likely will get the people who have the knowledge, right? You mean as a company, you always need to do some knowledge gathering, but you'd get the right people.
Or like Animoca, like acquiring studios and then building it out.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like, let's say, for example, the guys like the guys from CS:GO, if they want to NFT-alize whatever those skins for the guns, I mean, it's not. I guess the only part is regulatory, because I think in any way, shape, or form they can get it done pretty simply with the right guys. I don't think it's too difficult for them to get them.
Just NFTs. Yeah, I guess it depends how deep they want to go. If it's just NFTs as the skins, that could work. Are they going to do like a play to earn or like a token economy as well? That's another.
But I guess
story.
like most of these projects anyway in the crypto, they go one by one. So it doesn't really matter because literally the project we just talked about, they do one phase at a time anyway as well. So I guess any big guy can also do like, first we do like 10 NFT giveaway, and then we do like 100 NFT giveaway. Then we make you buy NFTs, and then we make the skins NFTs. That's
yeah, for sure. And also reskin a game. They could have a game that's already built and then just reskin it and then put NFTs in there. That would be very easy for them too. So,
I thought literally about CS:GO because you have the big marketplace for the gun skins already. I'm thinking, if they just NFTize that, that's what I was thinking.
So I think what are the points for viewers watching that as and this is kind of Pull 24 kind of touches on it. It seems like a lot of these games are basically coming to markets with a good trailer, raising a bunch of money, and then going. And so that is true. Like there is a lot of that happening, and I think that I think that that's something to be aware of. Like where is the game in development, and try to get clarity on that. And one of the things that I really have to stress to anyone watching this is like, you have to do your own research right now. Like you have to understand also a lot of your favorite YouTubers or something that might be getting paid by a project to promote it. They might be getting tokens. Who knows? They might or might not disclose it. So one of the most important things that you guys can do is make sure that you do your own research on anything that you might be investing into, and understand the timeline. Understand the timeline, because a lot of these projects are just getting going. And while that could be like, you could be investing in the next fortnight, you could be, right? And if you do that, you're going to be doing a 500 or 1000x and your life is going to change forever. The likelihood of you doing that is very, very slim. But if you look at a game like, Decimated, I don't know if have you guys seen Decimated?
I own some. Yeah, I got some tokens.
Yeah?
Nah, yeah, I
Nice.
gotta
I
check
think,
that out.
I think that's severely undervalued. I think the market cap is somewhere around 15, 16 million for a AAA game that's been building for 4 years that is supposed to launch this year. So like this is something that, you know, I think that finding these kind of gems, in my opinion, that's a gem. I just actually bought some more after like a few days ago. But yeah, I think that's a really good one. With that being said, guys, I'm curious, like what are you excited about right now? Any projects or games or whatever that you're really excited about that maybe the viewers might want to know about?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I was looking up Decimated actually. So,
Okay, I'll just talk first, then while you look.
yeah, so I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, so one of the games I'm personally liking quite, at least the idea, the prospect, maybe because we're also, I guess, pretty closely involved in that sense, is Magicraft, that the YouTuber, I guess, James Stock Guru is making with a lot of, I guess, bigger YouTubers as advisors. One, I'm not sure if you're actually on that, Kyle. I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I'm one of the advisors for Magicraft. It's very early days, but I like James a lot.
That's the thing as well. So in that sense, I'm not actually looking at the crazy marketing or thing, because it's mostly like, again, you can say anything about a game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really, you know, we can't really say anything about the end product because of what they say. But purely because I believe in the team of making, you know, it wanted to go big. And I understand that they understand the marketing game about getting a coin or a token or whatever for the project to do well as well. I just think they have the potential because I've spoken to them. But for most people, that's not going to be something they can do. So then I would always say, check how hyped up it is and check where the real like community lies, and not just look at likes, for example, on Twitter, because it's easily to fake. And also check for most of these projects how spread out it is. If it's all of a sudden within like 2 weeks span, they got 10,000 likes on each post, and before that they got nothing. And very, very often the problem with that is afterwards they won't get nothing after the launch, for example. Something you have to kind of understand from looking at more of them, that it's not just a hype campaign real quick before the launch, basically, if we're talking about buying something, you know, pre-launch. That's difficult.
Yeah, so for me, I think Side as Heroes is pretty interesting. I like what MetaGods is doing with the 8-bit, the dungeon crawling, kind of like Realm of the Mad God. I do like, you know, you have Meta Wars, you have through Three Kingdoms, Gunbound. It's like Gunbound, but on the blockchain. I used to play Gunbound growing up as well. And so there's a lot. The thing is there's like, as you mentioned, like with Steam, there's 60 games every day. There's a lot of games coming out all the time. So I'm a little bit more careful. I just kind of like to play it. Soul Chicks, I thought that was very interesting that they had a demo, and I did like what they did with the marketing. Some of the gaming companies are now making you kind of do different tasks in order to get a claim link to get into the demo, whether you have to join the Discord and, you know, verify your phone number or something like that. I thought that was pretty smart, stuff like that. And then you also have your like Bomb Crypto. You buy your hero and then you stake it, and then it's like Bomberman on the blockchain, and it just runs around. And then what's interesting is like you can't claim until you get a certain amount of tokens. So you're kind of staked there, and then the character runs out of stamina, so you have to buy more characters. And then if you take the reward too early, you get taxed. And so I thought that was a very kind of like interesting way to make people stay in the game. I thought that was.
But do you think that
smart.
the price would do well of such a thing? Do you, I mean, like, is this what you look for when you're trying to invest, or what's like the take?
No. I thought we're just talking about like things that I find very interesting. Investment.
I'm just wondering.
No. Investment wise, again, looking for marketing. I think if the marketing team, and if they've built some previous games and that initial unlock, I'm all about it.
So, we're gonna wrap up here pretty soon. But one thing that you guys definitely both agree on is marketing. You know, and how incredibly valuable that is. So, if you guys could just quick, you know, maybe a minute, 2 minutes each, just let anyone else who's watching this know, like, what should they be looking for? You know, I heard Dusty talked about, or Nathan, I don't remember what it was, but like Twitter, you know, definitely can have fake bots, like, who are liking them, or like crappy comments, whatever. How does somebody know if it's good marketing and something that might be new to crypto, or just doing due diligence on any of the projects that we might have talked about tonight?
It's very hard to say. because it depends on like a ton of different factors. There's this project which just launched, I believe, Everdome. I didn't actually invest, but you can just see from the community and everything, on every forum that you watch, you'll see so much engagement. You just know there's a lot of demand for this. It's mostly because there's also an already existing community from a previous token where you could have basically, if the token, this is actually one takeaway for everybody, if the token launches on a launch pad, there's a very high probability there's going to at least be some sort of core audience there. And specifically, if the token is like a sort of a version 2 or a continuation of what the founders have built before, which we're seeing with quite a lot of projects too, there's again another very high probability that there's at least some community. But generally speaking, I always look over on Twitter to see what the followers look like, purely get some idea. If it says 10,000 followers, you usually stay away anyway. But if it says 80,000, it's not necessarily like, oh, good now. But there's a higher probability that there's at least some solidness behind that. But then the most important part is just to look through the engagement, check out. And again, there's a lot of these companies who have bots to make engagement look good. So you got to filter through. I would say that's the most difficult part, to find out exactly what is real. That's, I guess, just, I'm not exactly sure even what I would describe as to find out that it's real. Yeah, it's difficult. What does Nathan think?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to tell. For me, it's Telegram, Discord, and Twitter. Discord, kind of look for the engagement. It's all about engagement. It's all about, you know, how the community supports each other and if they're actually talking. Because I know there's some NFT projects that make you kind of grind in Discord and type a bunch of stuff to level up to get a whitelist spot. So that's also very tough. But, you know, engagement, again, what you said, telling if it's real or not, that's a bit tough. But you can kind of follow engagement and how often they post, if they do AMAs, and also marketing of I guess like the cap table, their supporters. Like if it's a strong fund and they're known for, you know, holding, and they won't just like destroy the retail, then that's also a plus. So there's a lot of factors that all come into play. But I think marketing, you can see with like Treeverse and the way that they tease like in-game screenshots, like in like Unity and stuff like that, like different things. I think in crypto, what tends to work is the mystique around things. It's like super mysterious, or this is coming, and so I think that's very, very interesting to see.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can I give one counter? That is the fact that even in like Nathan just said, in Discord and Telegram, you can still have bots. So you can still have an indeed like you need to perform certain tasks to get a certain sort of extra whitelist spot, I think you called it. So be careful with that's why I said Twitter. It's like it's also fake. I mean, for example, with VLaunch, like the guys, they have very big campaigns for getting engagement going. So at that point, it's still almost impossible to see. So just want to say, don't just go off of one platform and think, oh, it has 1,000 likes on everywhere, so it's good. It's very risky still.
Yeah, and check out like if it's, you know, check out what kind of comments people are doing on Twitter. Like, you know, if you go to someone and they've got, you know, 245,000 followers on Twitter, and then they've got, you know, maybe that count should, if it was organic, have, you know, anywhere between like 30 to 100, 300 to 500 likes, and maybe somewhere around 100 comments or something like that. But then look at the comments themselves and see, is it like, are the comments are like super this moon, like, you know, or is it people that say, wow, this art looks really interesting, I can't wait to see what the character looks like, or man, that sword is sick, or like, you know, when is this launching, I can't wait to try out the alpha version, or whatever. Look at the comments to see if they're actually, and you can also go, this is your money that you're talking about, this is your hard-earned cash, so make sure that you're actually paying attention and look at the people who are commenting on the tweets themselves. Are they ghost accounts? Do they have 0 followers? Do they have 1 follower? Is their name Shelly784533721? Like, you know, if it is, it's probably not a real account, and it's just probably bots. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Dusty, Nathan, I really appreciate your time, man. It was awesome to have both of you on for the first time. Love to have you back in the future. And everyone who's tuning in, make sure that you like this video if you haven't. Make sure that you go follow Dusty and follow Nathan. Guys, real quick, where can they, if they're not subscribed to you or following you, where can they find you guys? So YouTube would be best. We're under YouTube/Cryptonauts. That's our main thing. We like to do explainer videos, educational content, just kind of breaking it down for anyone to learn about it. And also Twitter, Cryptonauts Show. Sick. Thank
you.
And
Dusty BC Crypto News on YouTube. Cover all sorts of crypto news, and the Dusty BC over on Twitter. Just a lot of, different posts. Also a lot of gaming stuff on there. So check it out.
Sick. And guys, a couple people asked in the comments too. In the description below, we have the link for crypto cases, so you can enter to win that giveaway. All right. Good night, everybody. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good day, wherever you are. We will catch you guys later.